Today we're going to take you along with us to see one of our favorite Thousand Trails campgrounds. That's Indian Lakes Thousand Trails. It's also a KOA in Batesville, Indiana.
And if you guys have been around at all before and seen any of our other tours, campground tours, you'll know we normally start the video out at the front by the sign, and then we show you the entrance and all that stuff. However, we lost some footage, and it happened to be that part of the footage, so you get this part of it.
And please stick around to the end and we'll tell you what we liked and did not like about this Thousand Trails.
Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Ellison.
And we are
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
We're full-time RVers. We do destination videos, tips and tricks, and all things RV. That sounds like something you'd like. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and come along on our journeys. This is one of the bathhouses and laundry rooms here at the park. It's labeled KOA. However, right behind you guys is the loop that we're staying in the Thousand Trails side. So we have used this. Inside there are 4 washers and 4 dryers. All of them are $1.75. Both to wash and dry. There's also an app that you can download. We didn't bother with that. We just use quarters. When we find a place that we can use actual change in, we do. If we have to, we'll download the app. The bathrooms are well kept and fairly well updated, and it's all pretty good to go. Also, right over here to my right is the dump station. There are 2 lanes on the dump station with 2 flush outs, and it seems to be used fairly often. The park will come around and pump out all of the little septic tanks that are between each of the sets of pull-through sites over here, and they use that almost daily.
All right, we're going to take a look inside the ladies' room now. I have not used the ladies' room as I prefer to use our bathroom and shower, but let's take a look and see how it is. Nice and clean. Big handicap stall there. And there's a few bathroom stalls over here, toilet stalls, and the shower room for regular size. Looks pretty clean. And here is the handicap stall. Now we're going to take you through the KOA loop. And if you're here with KOA, most likely you'll be guided to your site. Keep in mind the speed limit is 5 miles per hour. All of these KOA sites look to come with a cement pad for your patio and a grill and picnic table. We don't get all that with the Thousand Trails. And this little pond over here, we have seen people fishing in, and it is rumored that somebody caught a 25-pound catfish out of this little spot. I think that's a fish tail.
We did see them pulling up some small bluegill. It would be a great place to take some of your little kids out and just have them fish for the day. Not much to see as far as size or anything, but this park has several little ponds in it, and they're pretty cool. They also attract geese. There's a lot of geese around here too.
And I don't know if you noticed while he was talking, we almost hit a branch with a camera. That branch needs to be trimmed. We've seen in the park that most of the branches are fairly well trimmed. That one is needs some attention, I think. But also this KOA area kind of gets full on the weekend, but we have not seen it completely full yet. Now coming to the other section, the newer section of the park, you'll see that there's a lot of space here, a lot of space for the kids to play and to walk the dogs and all. The main road is paved, and you'll see that all the sites back here are also gravel except for the handicap sites. They have very nice handicap sites, and we will show you one of those in just a bit. But this says phase 4 here, and this one has a lot of seasonals. I don't know if there are any sites available that are not seasonal right here in this area, but further on down, we stayed there when we were here 2 years ago, and then we could just drive up there and choose the site. When we got here the other day, the manager had a different story. What did she tell you?
She said that if you want this back section that we're getting to now, which is the new area, that you have to come up at around 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning to get a change of site. They don't allow you, supposedly, to first come, first serve back here because in the past they have apparently had fights over the sites.
And you'll see over to the left, the pool area. There is a full-size, I think it's a 25-meter pool, and then there's a kids pool with a lot of splashy features, and there's another pool too that we haven't noticed open when we were here with a little rec area. We'll show you those in a bit. This is one of those handicap spots I was telling you about. Look at it. It is paved. It is wide. You could fit 3 RVs side by side in there. You have a lot of room. There are a few of these sites just like that in this area.
We'll take you guys down this way right quick. There's a little cul-de-sac here just to show you this other pond. This one actually goes out and around the corner. That building you can see in front of us is an outside meeting area. There's a bunch of tables and stuff there, so it would be really cool. Also, you can fish there as well. We have seen people fishing. I haven't personally seen anybody catching anything out of there, but I know they have fish in there because that's what they tell me. And then there again is the 2 pools that we were just telling you about a few minutes ago. This is the very back of the park. We're still on the main road all the way from the gate, and this is the end. I don't think it's the end of their property because I have seen people going back and forth through that gate there, but this is the end of the sites. This is also the new Thousand Trails area on both sides of this main road here. So you can see that this one back here at least is a mixture of seasonals and nightly like we are, but you can actually see how nice and wide the sites are. These are all full hookups, I'm pretty sure, and we stayed here like we said before, and the site was pretty decently level and we didn't have any power problems or anything like that. So this is a really nice section. I guess that's why they were having fights over the sites here.
Yes. This is actually one of my favorite Thousand Trails campgrounds. We hadn't planned on coming here this year, but I'm glad we did. It's very nice. If you have bikes, it's great to ride around in. There's so much area here to ride around and look at the different RV setups and the different lakes and ponds. It's a nice ride.
Stand by the fire, your tiny hand in mine. You're 5 feet off the ground. You rest on my shoulder. The stars convey the light, so fragile.
Back here behind that new looped section are all of these cabins. These are duplex style cabins here. I am not sure how long ago they were used, but it doesn't look like they're being used anymore. It looks like at one point they all had screened in porches, and some of them down here even look over the water, but the screens on the porch and some of the windows are missing. I think they just went away from using these buildings as campsites, but they looked like they were pretty nice to stay in at one point.
As with most Thousand Trails, you can see that it is full of potholes, but you just have to watch out for them, especially if you're on a bicycle.
Here is another small pond. As you can see, just across the pond over there, there's several sites that back right up to that water. Really nice right there. And then right over here, there's a road that goes through, and there's also another one that comes back from pretty much behind us there. So it's really cool. The only problem with that area over there for us is those are all seasonal sites in there. Half of the sites here, just about from what we understand, half of the 1,100 sites here are for seasonals.
And here's the main lake. On the left you can see that there's the volleyball court, sand volleyball, and they have a little platform out here with a slide that goes right into the water. We have seen people out here enjoying swimming out here.
Forever be in this moment, in this moment. Forever be, forever be. The night fades like a whispered song as time rushes on. Oh, it won't be long, fading now into a memory, a picture on the wall, a moment frozen not to fall. In this moment, in this moment, forever be, forever be. In this moment.
On the right there is a gazebo, and behind that is a bathhouse for you to use while you're at the lake. You can see some of the seasonal sites over there even have their own boat docks. Very nice.
Forever be, forever be.
We are here at site 2115. It's a nice long pull through. We thought it was 2116, however. That's where we're plugged in. We'll get to that in a minute. That's the big problem at this campground. But let's go ahead and show you our site. It is 50 amp or 30 amp with sewer, full hookups. Very nice.
Yep, so as you can see, guys, it is a pull-through site, gravel, fairly level. I did have to put a couple of blocks under all three tires on this side. The water is no issue at all, good water here. And there's our power pedestal, as we talked about a second ago. Now, where we had to park, because this is two sites here for one basically pull-through, I had to pull forward pretty far, so I'm using every single bit of my 3 hoses that I have for the sewer dump here. And now you can see back here the entrance and exit to the site here, which is good. But if the problem is, if I was to back farther or not pull as far forward, my neighbor over here wouldn't be able to get out very well with the width here of the gravel pull-through area. So we had to pull forward quite a bit, far forward on the site here, but no worries there, because this site is so long that I have the truck parked in front and we have all that room that you just saw in back. Also, right here in between the 2 dump hoses, we have the park's little holding area for your black and gray water. So the park will come around with their honey wagon, a couple times a week at least, and they will pump all those out and take them up to the dump station that we showed you all a little bit earlier and dump them out.
The song you sing as you wake up my soul today. I feel the hope when your sun shines on my face. Oh, I wake up with your grace while the moonlight's still fading away. I see your mercy coming with the day. Oh, my prayer is simple, God. Love, have your way. This song is from the heart. Love, have your way. In the easy and easy, Lord, make me more like you. My prayer is simple, God. Love, have your way.
So now for the problem that we told you about. When we got here, our friends were in this site and they told us that that was their pedestal, which makes sense, and that this is ours, which makes sense because it's on this side. But a few days later, the people that were here before moved and new people moved in that are regulars here at the park, and they told us everybody's actually hooked up to the wrong pedestal. So we're supposed to be hooked up to that one, they're supposed to be hooked up to that one, and so on and so on. If they just put markers, some kind of arrows on the post, it would make things a lot simpler. We actually had to have an employee come over and verify that we're all messed up. So put arrows, guys, please.
You know my every need. Oh, you see my hopes and dreams, but you have in store far better things. My future comes alive when you're leading me.
Here we are at the big recreation field. You can see that there's a really nice playground over there, some seating areas, some cornhole boards, the big playground, basketball, volleyball, horseshoes. You got it all right here, and we'll take you over to the dog park in just a little bit.
Make me more like you. My prayer is simple, God. Love, have your way. Take my heart and take my soul.
There is the dog park, and you can see that there are geese all over the place here, but the dog park does have some shaded tables, and they do have a good supply of bags to clean up after your dogs. And here's the kids' pool. You can see that they have lots of sprinkler activities, lots of fun, and you can see over there is the big pool for everybody.
My prayer is simple, God. Have your way. This song is from the heart. Yeah, love, have your way. In the easy.
And here's the pool bathhouse. They are wet inside usually, but they are clean and spacious. And I'm here at the other pool now. The lodge building is locked. They moved the recreation activities to another building, the recreation building, but here you can see this is the bigger pool here. This one does have lifeguards, and it's open Thursday through Sunday.
Take control, take my life and all I am, shape me in your mighty hand.
Well, that was our tour of Indian Lakes, Thousand Trails, and KOA.
We loved a few things, and there's something we didn't really like. Let's start with the bad so we can end on a good note. The bad thing, which you saw, was in that section that we stayed in, the electric hookups were all mixed up. We ended up having to change our connections. It ended up being a huge headache. If they'd only marked the boxes, that would not be such a problem.
Yep.
And then something that we loved, I mean, the amenities are amazing, the spots, especially in the newer section, the handicap sites, the pools, everything. We really like that, and the friendly staff.
Well, thanks guys for sticking around. If you haven't done so already, please give this video a thumbs up, especially if you liked it. Go down and leave a comment. We love to read the comments and we respond to every one of them. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything but a click or two, and we'd really appreciate it. Well, as always guys, Semper Fi.
And God bless.
Hi, we're Ron, Judy, and Bella.
From Full Time Dream.
And you just watched Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
Make sure you check them out every week.